And for the first time in forever, I have absolutely zero zip zilch people on my roster. I might seem okay. I'm definitely a work in progress. There's no lashes on the side. Okay? I look nuts. What's going on, y'all? It's the one and the only, the first and the finest, Miss Wright. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you are new here, get a head start by liking, commenting, and subscribing. I promise you are going to love it here. And if you're reoccurring, y'all already know the vibes. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing it a bit vlog style. I ideally want you guys to spend the weekend with me as I continue along this journey of healing, growing, glowing, this whole self-love, self-care, level up journey that I've been on as a result of my traumatic diagnosis of being a lover girl. Like, it's really hard out here and it seems like y'all eating it up a little bit, so I'm gonna keep giving it to y'all because I keep going. I'm still going through it, so what's the point of putting that and compartmentalizing that into a different part of my brain so that I can interact with y'all when I could just tell y'all what's really going on, and that's tea. So the basis of today's video, right now I'm getting ready to go on a solo date. And that is one of the key tips in what we will be discussing as we go through this vlog and go through this intentional weekend. I will be trying to enjoy my solitude. However, I'm not bound to it. Like, if somebody hits me up, one of the girlies say like, hey girl, I got plans, so-and-so want to do whatever, I'm not gonna be like, no, I'm in solitude right now. It's not that serious. But I don't have any plans. It is another weekend in which I do not have any plans, and I'm not tripping about it. I'm not like trying to make some. I'm not fiended out, stressed out, trying to run the streets. I'm cool, and I'm really about to just spend this entire weekend pouring into myself. I have a lot that I need to do and a lot that I want to do and a lot of time that I want to spend with you guys. So let's get into it. Without further ado, what I wanted to touch on primarily in this video is different tips, different self-care tips for healing from a breakup. Now you may be asking yourself, Brianna, didn't you break up with your ex like a year ago? Yes. And let me tell you, just in case you wasn't aware, I thought I was gonna marry that man, and I literally had a dream about him 2 days ago. Like, time is a social construct, for one. But for two, I've also had to separate myself from some situationships. People you're either dating or you've been talking to for an extensive amount of time. We definitely don't talk about that enough. Like, situationship breakups are real. They feel like relationship breakups because that is the whole basis of a situationship. It's a relationship that's not called that. It's basically pure delusion. Y'all can fake the funk. If it walk like a duck, talk like a duck, act like a duck, baby girl, it's a duck. All right. And I was definitely giving quack quack. Quack quack, affleck out that hoe. And I have been going through it as of late because you just go from always having someone or something, or always having plans, or always having a daily communication, that regular good morning text, or the plans fail, when in doubt I could call him. Like, you know what they say, my man, that's not my man. I don't subscribe to that anymore. Ain't no my man, that's not my man. What the fuck is that? Delusion. I'm not saying, I will never say that ever again. If I say that again, y'all need to come in the comments and curse me out. And I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna be like, you're right. I feel like it's even worse sometimes because at least when you're in a real relationship and you go through a breakup, people are relatively sympathetic to your situation. What did he do? F that man. And more sensitive to your current state when they know you just went through a breakup in a serious relationship. Now, if you've been talking to the same person for 10 months, 10 plus months, and you're like, oh yeah, I cut him off, people will be like, dang girl, that's crazy. Well, me and my man, we have to do this. And you're like, I don't want to hear about none of this shit. I am going through it. I might look like I'm okay because you can't show, because you're not supposed to care. You can't really show how you really feel. But in the house, you're crying, you're praying, you are singing sad songs, you're freaking singing Monica and Keisha Cole. It's not, I might seem okay. Y'all, and for the first time in forever, I have absolutely zero zip zilch people on my roster. My roster is so blank. So that's why I recently have made a video about learning to love my solitude. I highly suggest that you check it out if you haven't already, but that is a part of it. At the time that I filmed it, I felt it on my spirit and I hadn't made the decision yet, and then very shortly after that, I made the snip. And then, you know, Valentine's Day passed and boom, that showed anybody else who was still straggling. If they didn't do anything for you, baby, it's clipped. And that's exactly what happened for me. So some people got cut off, some people cut themselves off by not carrying it and standing on business, and now it's just me, myself, and I. Do I look so happy about it? So with all that being said, what I plan on doing is getting into some self-care tips that are going to help me and anybody else get through a breakup, whether it's a situationship breakup, a relationship breakup, a friendship breakup, all of which are equally as painful and sometimes traumatic to go through. And I do not want to invalidate any which one. All of them can take a toll on you. And it's important to develop healthy ways to get through that breakup. So that's what we're going to be discussing in this video. Valentine's Day was extremely rough for me. It wasn't terrible though. I did a lot of things for myself. I also talked a little bit about that in my Valentine's Day vlog. Having the Valentine's party was a blessing, but that wasn't on Valentine's Day, so it was very difficult for me to just sit there, hope, wish, hope, pray, cross my fingers, and nothing happened. That was hard. And then while I was able to entertain myself by doing different things and spending good quality time with myself, that was enjoyable. But the next day, it hit me bad. So I want to say that one of the tips that I highly encourage is to get it all out. Those feelings are gonna come out. And I don't want you to think that because some people may deem you to be weak or to be like a simp if you are emotional about cutting ties with those situations and having to face those feelings. F all of that, for one. For two, those feelings are gonna come out one way or another. You can either do so intentionally in your solitude or with people that you know love you and care about you, are not going to empathize with you, or with God, or with your therapist. You can either do so in that regard, or you can make a fool of yourself by letting it explode at any given time because you didn't address it. I think that we want to play it cool so bad, especially when we have this idea in our minds that they don't give a F about you. You think your friends will tell you, do you think that he over there crying about you? No. Stand up. Whole time, we don't know what he's doing, but none of that matters. What he's doing really shouldn't and doesn't matter. You bottling up those emotions is detrimental to you. And I'm here to tell you that if you think you shouldn't express any said emotion because you doubt that they are experiencing those same feelings, or because you feel like it's going to make you weak, or because you weren't in a real relationship and it shouldn't matter that much, or because they cheated on you and they're moving on so fine, so you're supposed to pretend like you're moving on so fine, baby girl. Everything that you are doing is for you. Everything that you are doing is for you. We're gonna stop trying to do anything for anybody else besides what really matters. You gotta sleep alone at the end of the night. Or maybe you don't have to sleep alone, but you gotta sleep with yourself. When you close your eyes at night, your thoughts are the only ones that you see and that you are cognizant of, and that matter. So I had to have that moment, that breakdown moment. I had to pull out the post-it notes and write down all of the affirmations and stick them all over my mirror. I will show them to you guys. I had to tell myself that I love myself, that I am valuable, that I am worthy, that I am loved and cared for and thought of, and that I am irreplaceable. I had to tell myself all of those things because unfortunately, some of the way that I felt Valentine's Day had me thinking, don't nobody give a F about me. I'm just as good as the crumb on the bottom of somebody's Timberland boot. Like, I really felt like, damn. You give yourself to someone or to a people, multiple people you're dating, whatever the case, and you are thinking it's one thing, and then the one day of the year that comes around where they have the opportunity to show that and they all didn't think about you, that's fucking sad. That's sad as fuck. Sad, and it's sad. And if anybody tells you, oh girl, oh bro, F that bitch. Yeah, but like, my feelings are valid. Like, I'm rightfully sad right now, and that's normal. I'm here to tell you that's normal. And that is the first step that I highly, highly recommend you to practice in this self-care journey post breakup. Let them feelings out. And I encourage you to do so in a healthy way. Not by trying to make them mad, trying to make them jealous, not by seeking validation from other people. Sometimes you think like, oh, if I post this pic or if I do this thing, I do that thing, like they're going to hit me back, they're going to want to spin the block and it'll work in my favor, but it won't. It's a toxic cycle, and I don't want you to follow through with that. And that's not the only way that people seek validation these days. Sometimes you might look to your friends to validate your feelings. Like, yeah, I did this, but he did this, that, and the third. Like, he tripping, ain't he? Aren't my feelings valid? Like, I should just do this. I should just text him. I should just call him. Shouldn't I? Like, you look to your friends sometimes both for advice and or for validation. And I just wanted to make that clear that you shouldn't need it not from no significant other, no intimate potential, no man, no woman, no friends. Because what matters is that you are approving of yourself. You're the only one that gotta live with it at the end of the day. You might do something that's a little bit toxic and you'll have to live with it, not them. So feel those feelings, get them all out. Things that I've been doing to get my feelings out, as I mentioned, was writing all of these affirmations at one of the moments that I felt at my lowest. Another thing that I was doing was crying a lot. I've been doing a lot of crying, and I'm not afraid to say it because you know what? I'm a human being, okay? Ish happens, and I am blessed to be this empath, this lover girl. I try to scold myself sometimes for being this way. And I talk to my friends, and then when I'm done, I'm like, why can't I be like them? It's so easy for them to not care. F them, on to the next. They make it sound so easy, but why am I still thinking about someone who doesn't talk to me, who doesn't treat me right? And for one, I've learned that there is something to unpack involving loving yourself. For two, you have to take other people's advice and how they carry themselves with a grain of salt sometimes, because people only show you what they want you to see. You can tell when somebody's been hurt. And just like social media, people only show you the stuff that they want you to see. So it might look like they don't care about nothing, but you have to ask yourself, one, how did they get to that place? They've probably been hurt very bad in the past and it's numbed them. That's not something that you idolize, that you want. Let me get traumatized so that I don't care no more. No. One. For two, you need to recognize that it's a blessing to be able to have those feelings and to be able to love as hard as you have. Love is a risk. Love is all encompassing. And it's not guaranteed. It's not foolproof. So sometimes shit happens. And that's the unfortunate reality of it. But do you genuinely regret everything and anything that love has provided you with? You might say yeah, to spare yourself some of the heartbreak. However, those situations have taught you something, and I am learning to be grateful for that. So yes, I have been writing my affirmations. I have been getting the feelings out by myself, sometimes with my friends too. I'm starting to realize, like, if I'm looking for people to make me feel better, I can't always do that. Your friends are supposed to make you feel better in some scenarios, but that's not always going to be the case, and that's okay too. I'm working on finding ways to cope with those emotions on my own. And my friends can be more of like a support system or a distraction, as opposed to like my bread and butter and my answers, like where I go to when I'm needing that. You know what that's about to be? My bread and my butter, what I go to when I need that. It should not be any other person or thing. Like, it has become God for me. Getting more in tune with my faith has been helpful. So instead of getting so worked up and calling somebody to talk about it, been calling on God. Been doing a lot of prayer, a lot of self-actualization. I've also been doing a lot of journaling, and I've been making those therapy appointments. I know my triggers. I have been heartbroken before. When I turned 23, I was heartbroken. I know what that feels like, and that felt like depression. It didn't feel like just your average heartbreak. And I know the signs now, so I'm not even about to play with it. So yeah, that would be the first tip that I would give you, to get those feelings out in as healthy of a way as you can. The affirmations for me have been very, very helpful. But when I come here and I sit down and do my baby hairs or whatever it is that I'm doing, I look in the mirror and I read these affirmations. So I'm going to read them, and then we're going to get dressed and head out for our solo date, which is tip number 2. I love myself. I love my solitude. I am a high value woman through and through. I am happy. I am whole as I am. I am worthy. I am valuable. I am valued. I am loved. I seek validation from no one. I deserve the world and some. I deserve a love that is kind, that is generous, that is sweet, that is chivalrous, that is thoughtful, that is caring. That love is making its way to me. And every time that I exude love, it comes back to me 10 times over. What's meant for me will not miss me. I share my love with those who deserve it. I am irreplaceable. I approve of myself. I love love, and it loves me back. And that's pretty much how that goes. In the beginning, when you're in the thick of it, it can feel like you're lying to yourself, but you're not. Eventually it becomes a lot easier, and I found that it feels a lot easier when I look as good as I do. When you have tears balling down your face and makeup running all over your eyes, you're like, I love myself, I think I'm worthy. Like, it's not as easy. But when you've been saying it day after day, and when you feel good, like I feel a lot better today than I have the last couple of days. And that's a process. That is a process, but I'm a work in progress, and that's okay. I'm beautifully flawed. That is okay. I'm beautifully imperfect, and I'm a hot girl healing. I'm not healed. I am a hot girl healing. Okay, so another tip that I have for post-breakup self-care is to date yourself. And I mean like falling in love with yourself, actually falling in love with yourself, and to make yourself feel good. So as y'all know, one of my favorite things to do in terms of dating myself is take myself to coffee shops. It is a love language of mine, and I know that my future man will share that love language and will be taking me to coffee shops to edit and to spend time and to drink specialty coffee. And when that happens, I'll be so excited, but until then, I'll be taking myself. So today we will be going to Le Bon Noche. I've never been there, but it's 10:30. I feel like if we head out now, we can probably get a seat. I called, they said you don't have to make a reservation for brunch. I'm gonna be doing some editing. I know that you're able to. It's like a cafe style, but it's also like brunch food and stuff. So I'm just debating as to whether or not I wanna drink, because an espresso martini sounds really good right now. But I've been trying to cut back on the alcohol and save money. This is the part of the self-care journey that always seems to get me, because you might have goals for your body, and then you're gonna have goals for your pockets, and then you're gonna have goals for yourself. And my higher self would take herself out, but the self that I'm currently at don't really got the funds or the calorie count to be consuming all of those calories that come in an espresso martini or a mimosa. That sounds so good right now. And I want to treat myself too, so I guess it's just about finding that balance. If you never had any goals for liquor consumption, then do you, baby. We'll see how I feel. We'll see what's cheaper and what is highly recommended, and we're just gonna play by ear. I've seen a lot of different creators go there, so, and I'm super excited, and it's not too far from me, so I'm gonna put on a cute little outfit and we'll head over there. Let's get into it. Self-care, self-care. Love yourself. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Vibes. Excited. Okay, let's go.
They say she get it from her mama. I'ma say you fucking right. Body rude is unpolite. Don't be in the humble type. Tell me, is you down? Cause I'm tryna go up tonight. Hoes and hoochies left and right. I just wanna live in a fantasy. I think we deserve it right. Top of the memories I've ever made in my life. Permanent ecstasy. The ladies is pimps tonight. Living inside a dream. Let's lay where the love is like.
Hey guys, I am back at home, as you can see. Quick review of Le Bon Noche. I don't know, it might be a little hyped in my opinion. First of all, the parking is atrocious. They do validate your parking for 2 hours. However, it took me forever to get seated. I definitely think I have to try it again on a day that's not a Saturday morning, because it seemed like it was super popping for brunch. But there's also no organization when it comes to seating. It's one of the places where you have to place your order, pay for it at the register, and then seat yourself, and then they find you based off the little number card you get and bring your food to you along with your latte. My latte was a little salty. It's gonna sound silly. I got a honey salted latte, but I'm thinking it's going to give like a light salt, like a little, you know, starts a caramel vibe, but it was just, I didn't really taste much of the honey. It was giving more just like salty latte. My waffle, while it was beautiful looking, it was kind of hard, dry, and cold. I think I should just go there for pastry, latte, and not during a Saturday morning. And I couldn't really get too much work done because I was looking at the clock, and they told me that the part of the room where I was sitting doesn't allow laptops. But I had already been editing for like an hour anyway, so I was like, you know what, it's fine, I'm heading out anyway. And I kindly went to my favorite spot, which is Citizens Market at Phipps Plaza, not too far from me. And I got a lot done. Very productive today. Very proud of myself. Did I spend more money than I should have? Absolutely. And I'm not done spending money today. So second tip for post breakup self-care is to not just date yourself, but spend time with your friends. So I know we all have at least one single friend. In my case, I have plenty. I'm going to be linking up with one of the girlies that attended the Galentine's. Her name is Morgan. And we really don't hang out one-on-one too often, so I think it's a great opportunity to do so. And I'm looking forward to it. She swiped over my story and said, hey, where you at? Because, you know, I'll be posting when I go out and do little cute stuff and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, girl, I'm at this little cafe getting some work done, but what you doing tonight? Because I wanted to do something, and I think it's very important that when you are in this space, you have to be knowledgeable of the fact that you are kind of vulnerable and sometimes easily persuaded. When you're in that vulnerable state, it can be hard to not sink into your norm, whether it is hitting up that man at hours that you should not, or answering and obliging when they hit you up. So instead of, if you are in the mood to go out, don't feel like you have to rely on those old, likely toxic ways of entertaining your time. If you do want to go out, if you do want to have a drink, hit up a friend. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to go to a restaurant neither of us have been to yet, just to see what the vibes are. I'm going to try my best to be cautious with the coin, because no one told me to go out and spend $60-$70 today, and I'm probably going to be spending more. So it's probably going to be $100 a day for no reason, but it's fine. It's fine. It's all in the name of self-care. So right now I'm about to just touch up my makeup because the girl is looking a little greasy, and then throw something on. We're thinking about hitting some bars after, so not wearing anything too fancy, but maybe some booties and some jeans, leather jacket, you know the vibes, nothing crazy. But I'm also going to just sit here and watch a little bit of reality television while I wait for her to slide on me. So I will let y'all know what we do, where we go, and as usual, y'all will get the vibe. So just stay tuned. Okay guys, here's what I'm going with. As you can see, very, very simple. Just some booties, black ripped jeans. I have on a little white crop top under this. I wish I had some boobs to go with it, but you know, blessed in other ways. And then just this little patent leather shoulder bag I got. My mom got me for Christmas from Forever 21. Actually, this whole fit is probably from Forever 21. Oh, here's Morgan right now. Hey, I'm coming down. Did you see my text? Yeah. Like down, when you go straight, it'll be, straight is downhill. This jacket smells like ganja. Oh gosh, I need my Stanley. It's empty. Okay, hi guys. I'm so, you don't want to know, you know. I'm so sorry that I did not capture. I'm trying to decide how I want to go about this. Okay, hi, I'm back. It is Sunday and it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Yes, I'm just now getting home. Yes, I was like the bed yesterday and I didn't get any content. I am so sorry. My girl who I went out with she's fasting, so she wasn't drinking. And I was like, yeah, girl, good for you. Not me, though. And then every time someone got, because we didn't really pay for much besides our food, like the first place we went to. We went to Escobar. It was cute, it was calm. The food was good. That's the only place we paid for stuff. Then we got invited out to 2 different other spots. Every time they poured her a drink, bloop, passing it to me. Bloop, passing it to me. Bloop, passing it to me. Next thing you know, I'm leaning a little bit. I'm feeling it. And I'm like, oh, we're doing this. This is not a game anymore. We're here. And then a lot transpired. We don't need to get into all of that, but just know that I'm going to be resurrecting today. And it's going to be giving self-care, okay? So one important thing to note about when you are experiencing the vulnerability that comes with a breakup of some sort, relationship, situationship, friendship, whatever, you could be a little sensitive to things. People, substances, vibes. And that was me, you know? Like, know your triggers. That is the tip that I will give you from this portion of the video. Know your triggers. I know mine, and I decided to ignore them last night. When I drink, I think best option for me really is to chill off the drinking, and I am going to do that because I'm going to do a fast for 1 month when starting on February 21st, because that'll be a month from my next vacation. I'm not going to tell y'all where it's to yet because I got to keep you guys on your toes. I will be doing a fast. I actually don't feel as hungover as I was earlier this morning. Essentially, know your triggers. For me, when the liquor starts liquoring, and I can have a drink, but for some reason when I'm in certain environments, I can never have a drink. It turns to shots, and then shots turn to driving a boat, and next thing you know, I made a poor decision. So yeah, I'm definitely a lot more likely to act badder and maybe a little toxic when the liquor is liquoring. So I think that I am going to classify that as one of my triggers. You should know yours. If that is, I don't know, being around a certain friend, if that friend always makes you want to do bad things, call that man, that girl, that friend, act bad, be toxic, start fights. Maybe be mindful of how much time and where you link that friend. Or if it's a drug of some sort, if you smoke and you get toxic, know that. Be mindful of your consumption. That is a very important note, I would say, for healing post-breakup, because you don't want to set yourself up for failure willingly, on purpose. And if we could avoid setting ourselves up for failure and being toxic, we should. But I also want to note that we have to make sure we are having grace with ourselves, and we are being patient with ourselves, and knowing that we are all work in progress. I'm definitely a work in progress. I look 50 shades of fucking crazy right now. There's no lashes on the side. Okay? I look nuts. But we're going to bounce back like nothing happened. The goal is still a goal. We're still healing. We're still growing. We're still glowing all the way up and some. And who going to check me, boo? At the very least, if you turn around, you look back, you're like, damn, I did all the things I said I wasn't going to do. At the very least, I want you to ask yourself, who the fuck going to check me? But you do have to live with the repercussions of those those decisions. That is the only person that will check you. The Lord and your consequences. Other than that, ain't nobody gonna check you. Do what you want to do. We're human beings. We're not perfect. But let me tell you another thing. Your journey starts every single time that you want your journey to start. Okay? I don't care how many times you start over. Any single time you wake up and you say, I'm starting fresh, you're starting fresh. Anytime you want to start over, you can. You're not knocked off your pedestal or knocked back to square one or step one because you made a mistake. No, baby, you pick up and you get going again like nothing happened. So that's what we're about to do right now. I am going to wash my face, and then I'm probably going to do a face mask of some sort. Today is the self-care day, and it will be for the third portion of the video. And one of the most important tips in a post-breakup self-care routine is to just completely and utterly and unapologetically pour into you. And that is what I like my Sundays to look like, all about me. I wanted to go to church today, but that didn't happen. But doesn't matter. I might actually listen to a sermon while I'm cooking or while I'm in the shower. Maybe I'll take a bath. Like, whatever it is that you like to do for you, pick a day out of the week and make it completely about you. Like, what do you do that fills you up? To pour into your body, pour into yourself, pour into your mind, and pick a day to have a all about you day. And that's going to be that day for me. So y'all can just come along with me as I do all of those things, and I'll tap back in with y'all as I see fit. Right now I just want to eat, so let's do that.
Let's go, Andy.
Hey, Clay.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 30. What about yourself?
I'm 32.
Give you all my love. Crazy.
Let's get flirty at night.
You want to flirt?
Let's flirt. Let's flirt.
Go ahead, you start.
All day. AD been on my mind all day.
Okay.
I
I can't handle love.
Wanna come through it, you decide. I wanna come through it, you decide. Don't you come play with my mind. You think you was like, know you think about me. I wanna come through it, you decide. You won't put your pride aside, but I know you like. Baby, I keep it way too raw. Don't think too many things, that's why I'm way too hard. Ain't know too many ways that I could break your heart, so it's safe apart. It's something about. Baby, I keep it way too real, and it drives you insane that I can't change how I feel, but you still on my brain. I'm still right here. Still right here. Wanna come through it, you decide. I wanna come through it, you decide. Don't you come play with my mind. You think you was like, you want my love. Oh, you think about me. I wanna come through it, you decide. You won't put your pride aside, but